Hello, hello, hello to you, to us all. Welcome to day 8. Oh my, day 8. Wow. I can feel today that I can feel myself moving through something, and I'm like, ooh, okay, this is so uncomfortable. So, I'm gonna go right into it, and we're just gonna, like always with these, we're gonna feel what's here and move it through. Today, I'm gonna bring us into the field and realm of tapping, but we're gonna do it really in our own way. So there's a method to do this called EFT. I'm not gonna do that today, but we're going to tap just in different areas of our body. So it can look like this, or it can look like a clapping, like kind of like a padding type thing. Whew. So we're gonna go into that. But first, I'd like us just to get really comfortable with this moment. Maybe closing the eyes if you haven't already. Just noticing what you feel. Notice if there's any restrictions in the body, pain or discomfort. Maybe a heightened emotion. Welcome to our friends joining. We're just tuning in to feeling what is alive in us right now. Yeah, so just closing the eyes and feeling, how do I feel today? How do I feel right now? Through my awareness, what am I noticing? And sometimes just giving ourselves this space, this time, just to turn the focus inwards. Sometimes that brings up a lot of emotion. So if you feel that, just letting it be here. We are a society that runs from ourselves. So just taking this precious, spacious time to just be with exactly what's here and showing up in this moment. So maybe just feeling it all out and asking yourself, what is the story that's been rolling through today or lately? Something that's, feels a little bit holding in some kind of way, holding back from living in your Aquarian CEO world. No, but your self that feels her or his power, knowing that they have so much potential and expansion and bliss at their fingertips. So what's the story that's been happening in your mind that's been holding you back from being in this greater existence, your truth? So it might be some type of limiting belief, like, not me, I'm wrong, I'm not good enough. Whatever the story kind of has that essence of, just getting really clear with what is the thoughts that's been there, that's been holding you. shining a light on what that could be. Maybe it's a specific situation that you're in. So it might feel uncomfortable, it might feel a bit spiky, it might feel like, wow, I don't want to do this, this is not fun. It's not fun to feel the intensity of what's been holding me back. So once we're there, I mentioned earlier we're going to start to work with the tapping kind of vibe today. So it can be like this. You can tap anywhere on your body, all throughout your body. You can kind of pat around as well. It can be gentle. You can be a bit aggressive. You choose. Just please don't bruise yourself, or be a little bit mindful if you can. But you know your body. So just letting this be the space to do that. So as we tune in and center into, okay, if I can locate this story that's been holding, where do I sense it in my body? Where do I sense this holding back feeling? Might be a few different areas, but what is the loudest right now? For me, it's my heart. So wherever you feel it, just taking your hands there. And just holding this area for a moment. Allowing this to be the sanctuary space to feel and listen, coming back to ourselves. The most important thing we can do. So I'm noticing with my hands here, it's already wanting to clear a little bit. I can feel the energy wanting to move and not stay stagnant in my body, because I feel because it's a listening, it's giving that this emotion, this stagnation, a space to start to move, to be listened to be heard, to be felt, to be seen. It's so powerful. So it's starting to give room to, okay, what feels good? So if you don't feel like tapping or doing any of that, if you feel like shaking or being spastic or whatever you need, listen to your body. Do what you need, obviously. So if you're with me and we're gonna try the tapping out, you can just tap on that area that feels a bit intense. And using this as a space of clearing, almost like mothers do to their babies. Being this maternal, loving energy for yourself makes me emotional just thinking about. So letting any emotion be here. This might be a crying day, we don't know. So, sorry, not sorry. Maybe the sounds want to come with it. Letting it release just ever so slightly. And maybe the energy is not ready to move. And if that's the case, maybe you're just staying with this and holding and breathing, maybe sounding. Again, you know where to go. Trusting our body, trusting ourselves. But just feeling into this story. It could be that story of this deep, dark shame, or this feeling of not good enough, whatever the feeling is, bringing it to the surface here so that it can be moved through a little bit more. So you can kind of repeat a narrative in your mind if that feels good for you. So it could be something like just a little conversation with yourself, but meeting yourself where you're at. So it could be like, I see you. I feel you. I see that you're trying to get my attention through this pain, this discomfort, this activation. I'm here. I'm listening. If you're sounding, letting that vibrational tone help to move the stagnation as well at a very deep level. Maybe moving slightly. You're moving in different areas, tapping different areas. Maybe it's even just a squeezing and massage. Could be like a rubbing. Feeling this beautiful body of yours and everything it moves through, getting your attention. Just notice what's here. Maybe asking this part of self, what do you need from me? What can I do to support you? I'm listening. I feel like that was, in my world, that was what was needed. But maybe it's something different for you. Maybe you need to journal. Maybe you need to, release it that way. There's so many different ways. So sometimes it comes up through words of like, I need this from you. I need you to do this action, we need to move in this direction. Or sometimes it's not words. Maybe it's something like this. What's coming up for me is no words, no actions. This is the action. It's just like, just do this. Hold, rock slightly. And sound. Deliberately allowing the spaciousness in your body to be as you release any of the turbulence. Keep trusting your body. If you feel like taking this another angle, of course, let's listen to yourself. feel like stretching my mouth out in different angles. We haven't done that really quite yet. So if you want to give it a whirl, it's like wow, 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 wow. This is your time, your sanctuary space to feel yourself. Taking a moment just to check in with self and notice if anything has shifted through whatever you were doing over there. Maybe you're doing similar to what I'm doing. Just notice how this discomfort that was there, notice if it's shifted or lifted or moved or transmuted. So for me, I'm noticing, my heart feels a lot better, but I'm noticing my head feels like, just like thoughts, and it feels like, how do I describe it? It feels slightly like jail. It feels like a jailed space. So I'm gonna move into this space and now just hold this area, maybe tap slightly. I don't know exactly what's gonna come up, but notice maybe there's somewhere in your body that's a little activated now that it's moved. Maybe you're feeling it somewhere else that you're like, okay, I wanna hold that part and just sense that part now. So maybe finding that spot. Maybe you're with me up here. I feel like we can all be a bit mental sometimes. So this is a good one too, to hold the head in some kind of way. So mine's turning into some kind of massage. So trust your body, your hands. Obviously, I'm a broken record here, but you get it. I find the sounding how really helps keep it focused, to keep clearing. Follow your body's needs. Let yourself be weird. Maybe you're getting a little louder. Refining and making space. Maybe it's different tones. Maybe they sound beautiful. Maybe they don't. That's okay. This one always feels good. I used to do this as a kid. Feel this liberation in your body. Creating it for yourself. Allow yourself to take up a little more space with your voice, with sound, with expression. Taking one more breath like this. Just coming back. Notice how you feel. So I'm feeling over here, I'm feeling much better. Like so much better. I felt the second little round here was like, okay, yeah, I could feel more myself. I was like, okay. It's still not quite to the place I would like to be, but we're getting there. So I would maybe even do one more round of that just to amplify it more. And again, just tune into you, obviously. That's the theme. But yeah, just notice like what else do you need here? Maybe you feel great. Maybe you felt great already before. Maybe you could use a couple more rounds. Maybe there's some grief in the heart that's like really wants to support you, but it's holding you because you're not feeling it. So maybe just let yourself be with this. Maybe it's grief or whatever's here for yourself. We'll do one more round together like this. Okay, so when you're ready. So of course the sounding is always frequent here. So yeah, if that feels good to you, I definitely suggest trying it. Maybe taking your hands to a new place or the same place, whatever feels called. Keep coming back to what is it that you're refining? What is it that you're letting go of? Letting go of this old story. The holding. The grief. The agony. Letting it refine ever so slightly. Trusting your brilliant body. A couple more like this. Deep breaths and sound if it feels good to you. Those always want to come through, so yeah, feel it out. If you haven't tried it yet, give it a whirl. I find it really helps move the energy. Maybe you're tapping. Beautiful. So just when you're ready, just breathing deeply. You can keep sounding if you like. Just notice how you feel now. Notice how you feel now. What's the vibe? And as you sense and feel, you might feel a little lighter, a little more sparkly, a little bit more, okay, I'm okay, I got this. And maybe not. And if not, I definitely suggest continuing these rounds of just trusting your body and going where it needs to go. So it could be stretching or dancing or any of the things we've been doing, or anything you do. You do this already in some kind of way. I'm sure of it. So now, and again, if you're not quite there, if you still feel like you have some refining to do, then I definitely suggest coming back to this in a minute, like after you complete those rounds, because now we're gonna activate the new story and feel that and vibrate that through our body. Okay, so yeah, and we can tap as well with this as well. So we can use any of these tools for cleansing and clearing and purifying, and also activating the body. I find anyway, this is how I feel it. Again, experience it as you experience it, and take whatever feels aligned for you, and if not, over there. So just getting clear with, as we've alchemized some emotion, as you know, me on the beginning of this, it was like, okay, I'm feeling a bit dull in my energy. So yeah, as we've let the story clear a bit, what is this new story that you're telling yourself after we've moved this story through? What is that story, the old story, showing you what you are wanting? How do you want to feel? Feel free to journal this too. I forgot to mention, if you wanted to journal this, you absolutely can. We're just kind of bringing it into the mind's eye for this practice alone. How am I desiring to feel? Now that I have this new energy, open space to fill, what do I want to call in? So just breathing, and if you feel like sounding, you can continue to do that. But just noticing, how does this version of yourself feel around others? What's the vibe that they feel inside as they're in a room with others? Maybe you've been in a situation with a specific person that's been a bit like unruly, or a bit intense. Maybe bringing them into this picture here. And how do you want to feel and respond to them? Maybe they've been, triggering you in some kind of way. Which is an opening. The triggers are good, they're openings. So how would you like to respond to this person or people that might be in this place of trigger? maybe looking them in the eyes and feeling them. And maybe as you breathe deeply and maybe sound still, how do you want to show up in your days, in your world? What are you bringing to your world that you get to create? So as you're here, using that sound to vibrate at this newer, open energy, this higher frequency. Higher or lower, it's up to you to decide actually. So, but the frequency that you desire. You can continue making space for this self, this version of you. I like to call this version our royal self, who's worthy of this dream. What are you noticing around you as you tell this new story? And what is this new story? Deliberately take this time and tell yourself this new story. It might feel a bit far to reach, and if that's the case, keep clearing, purifying and opening the energy, opening the body to receive this higher vision for yourself. You can start tapping if that feels good, opening the new energy here and activating the energy ever so slightly. The word of the day is that. But just notice, if you're just tapping just very gentle, just like acupuncture, you're not obviously puncturing the skin, but you're creating new blood flow in these areas. So it's actually very real what we're working with. Letting anything come up, if it wants to keep moving, if there's any emotion that comes up, let yourself be free to feel it all. But continuously as well, to come back to this new story once it feels ready for you. It could just be a sentence of, I got me. I got me. I got you. That could be the new story. I'm here. I'm listening. I'm a queen or king. I'm an Aquarian CEO. I'm in charge of my life. I get to call the shots. Take or leave any of these. I am powerful. I want to say I'm a gangsta. Again, keep refining. If things come up and it's like, okay, keep clearing. Making space. Maybe you're still tapping. I got me. Always, no matter what. We're just gonna finish this off with those sounding breaths. You can probably expect sounding breaths in every one of these. So you can sound, of course, in any angle you'd like. Maybe it starts going gibberishy, or you're exploring with the mouth, stretching it out, making space here for this beautiful throat chakra, opening spaciousness to be more you. With this deliberate intention of, okay, and get to take up more space. I get to call the shots of my own life. I am powerful. So keep, as you're moving through this, if it feels good, what are you affirming to yourself? Stay with it. I am powerful. My body is the medicine. I am the medicine. My body is the guide. Telling yourself that new story, keeping it in the vicinity. If you start to get pulled out, which is so normal, I've caught myself like a million times already pulled out, so keep coming back to this vision, to this new story. And if it feels like I don't know what the vision is yet, stay with that one sentence. I feel whatever you want to call in. I feel radiant. I feel alive. I feel abundance. Can you feel it in your body? This life force that's abundance. True abundance. Our aliveness, our energy. Making space for this freedom that abundance is. Maybe you're even yelling or sounding a bit louder, whatever you need. Shaking. You're pulling on your hair, your scalp. Letting yourself be weird and wonky, and it's okay. Just a few more sounding breaths, so really stay with it. What are you activating in your body right now? you stay with it, keep growing a little taller, shoulders drawing back and your chest pressed forward. Wow, more like this. You're just giving yourself this hug as you just feel your body. And feel this refinement. Feel this nourishment. The constant coming back to ourselves. This is what I feel, to me, crown myself feels like, is coming back to myself. Not letting the mind go so far out, but coming back to the body. So as you're here, just noticing and having this precious, precious moment with yourself to ask and see and feel this higher version of you, to see, is there any messages that it has for you, she or he has for you? Any advice that they have for you? Just feeling this out. It could be various messages. It could be go to nature. It could be start journaling more. It could be go see a friend. Whatever this advice is, just trusting that it's here, showing up for a reason, for you, to support you as you expand into this higher version. Or I don't want to say higher version, I want to say more embodied version of you and your truth, your authenticity, your wild, brilliant self that this world fucking needs. Yeah. So, thank you so much for joining me with that one. Yeah, I can feel like, that felt like we went pretty deep, and it was beautiful to really be on this journey of feeling the dullness and then feeling it rise up to activate more of this me-ness. Does that make sense? And and clearing the staleness, and it feels very interesting to be witnessed in this way. So thank you very much, and I hope that you receive something from this in some kind of way, and that you could connect with yourself in this deeper way, because this is, I feel, the true medicine is letting ourselves be where we are at. If it's dull, if it's feeling in this like any kind of weakness, and whatever you want to call it, it's just letting ourselves be in that and not running from it and not trying to pretend it doesn't exist, but be with it and then letting it move, creating more space. So thank you for that journey, and thank you for coming to these days when it's like we never know where we're gonna go exactly. Like it's always like not sure, but it feels really beautiful to be here with you. So with that, have the most beautiful, beautiful day. Keep coming back to your worthy as fuck self, who gets to call the shots, who is your queen, who is his king self. So I love you, and we'll talk soon. Tomorrow.